Love is beautiful. Having a special bond with another human being where you can tell each other everything, carry each other through difficult times, and support each other's growth, and yeah, maybe also kiss sometimes, is one of the few truly good things on this earth, right up there with dogs, sunrises, and cheese-flavored popcorn. But sometimes, things just don't work out that way. Sometimes the two of you are too different, or your partner doesn't respect you, or your relationship starts to feel less like cheesy popcorn and more like stuck to the bottom of the movie theater popcorn. But how do you tell the difference between temporary setbacks and permanent red flags? Well, unfortunately, there's no magic formula, no ancient tomb of wisdom that tells you how to determine the exact second you should break up with someone. There's no secret answer from the sky or from the position of the stars above the ecliptic, or maybe there is and y'all are just holding out on me. There are a few important signals that your relationship isn't forever-y as you might want it to be. So whether or not you believe it, you may want to look out for some signs that your partner isn't the person you're supposed to be spending the rest of your life with. The truth might hurt, but it's better to know now than years down the road when it might be too late. Number 1, you have different communication styles. Like they say, communication is key in every single relationship. Without proper communication, even the best relationships can fail miserably. Some people prefer to talk all the time, while others are fine with communicating just a couple times a day. It's all about the balance, but sometimes certain relationships can't find that balance. If one of you is quadruple texting until the wee hours of the morning, and the other likes to live a monastic existence free of earthly attachments like Facebook, it's unlikely to work unless both of you are willing to make a serious commitment to bridging that divide halfway. Find a balance, people. Number 2, they're really down on all their exes. Look, sometimes people make mistakes, and some of those mistakes are people. But if they describe all their exes as crazy, or psycho, or nuts, then the chances are, number 1, they don't know how to deal with conflict without vilifying the other person, and number 2, someday you'll be their crazy ex too. If you notice that your partner has some kind of deep-rooted vendetta against all of his or her exes, it may be time to cut loose and run for the hills. Many exes have animosity towards each other, but it's a huge red flag if one of them just can't stop talking about how much they hate the other, especially if the person doing the bashing is in a new relationship with someone else. Number 3, the people you love don't like them. I mean, I'm not saying that you gotta let your friends dictate everything about the way you live your life. You know, if your friends jumped off a cliff and all that. But if your friends are all like, they're literally the worst person we know and we hate them, then perhaps consider their perspective on it. Sometimes, you're the one jumping off a cliff and your friends are trying to stop you. Try to take into consideration what your friends and family are telling you. If you notice a common pattern in what the people closest to you are saying, it may be time to take a step back and analyze your relationship from an outside perspective. It's true when they say that love can be blind, and oftentimes we don't realize it until our friends and family tell us. Number 4, they don't respect your boundaries. If your partner does stuff you explicitly ask them not to do, even minor stuff, then they are waving more red flags than a Soviet parade. The unfortunate truth is that people who don't respect small boundaries probably aren't going to respect bigger ones, and it's better to have that discussion when the boundary violations are tickling you when you ask them not to, than when they're taking your money and spending it on scratch tickets. Number 5, they can't get excited with you or for you. A hugely important part of a relationship is being there for your partner when things are going badly. But a less recognized but equally important part is being there for your partner when things are going well. If your partner dismisses things you're excited about, or is blasé about your accomplishments, it's going to make you feel crummy about them in turn. I mean, sure, maybe your partner isn't totally going to get why you're so excited about your epic 48-hour D&D marathon, but in a good relationship, they'll be happy for you anyways. Partners should always support each other, and if your partner can't support you and be happy for you through some of the achievements in your life, you should consider it a red flag. Number 6, you feel like you have to make excuses for them whenever you're talking about their behavior. If you feel like you have to constantly preface your statements about their behavior with, oh, well, they aren't really like that, or it's just that one time, or I know they did hurtful things, but I'm sure they didn't really mean to hurt me, then you should leave immediately. If you think your friends would be unhappy with how your partner is treating you, that's your subconscious screaming at you that it's also unhappy with how he or she is treating you. It might sound cliche, but you should never settle for less than you deserve. If someone's behavior is uncalled for, mean, or just downright wrong, you should never make excuses for them. Cut your losses and leave. Number 7, you aren't happy. Listen, I know this one's hard because sometimes relationships go through rough patches and you aren't always happy with them. But if you find yourself continually thinking, I'd rather be single than date this person, then you should probably be single rather than date that person. And if it feels selfish to break up with them just because you're not happy, think about it this way. Is it kinder to keep them in a relationship with someone who's secretly miserable? Your happiness is more important than anything. You may think that you don't want to make your partner upset or sad by breaking up with him or her, but at the end of the day, if you're not happy, your relationship isn't happy either. You have to put yourself first when it comes to your mental well-being. Number 8, you're Googling how to know if my relationship isn't going to work out. Do we really need to elaborate on this point? If you're Googling anything about how to save a relationship or what signs to look for when a relationship is failing, here's a newsflash. Your relationship is probably already failing. It's best to give yourself and your partner the respect you both deserve and in the relationship. Google doesn't have to tell you that. You should know this yourself. We all like to think of our partners as our forever partners, but sometimes it's just not meant to be. If you notice any of the signs in this video, it may be time to reevaluate your relationship. Are you really in it for love, or are you just comfortable with where you're at right now? Breakups are some of the worst things we can go through, but sometimes it's better just to break it off before you get too deep into the relationship. What do you think about some of the signs that someone's partner isn't their forever partner? Let us know by commenting below. Enjoyed this video? Hit like, share, and subscribe to Bestie. Wait, what kind of bestie would we be if we didn't tell you about our other awesome videos? Go ahead.